You got more shots than this shit, nigga. Try your luck. Let's go on beef. No matter, nigga.
How does it feel when a musician is so terrifying that fellow artists literally desert their hometown just to escape conflict with him? Within Memphis, Tennessee, a single identity exists that forces even the grittiest rappers to pause before acting out. Pooh Shiesty. This is not merely an online persona or a fake criminal. We are discussing facts. This is an official threat who has the whole music industry moving very cautiously. And now we are analyzing precisely why everyone avoids conflict with the Choppa Gang founder, starting with hurting blameless individuals. Through errors in recognition to forcing famous artists to relocate and abandon Memphis completely, Pooh Shiesty's street status is so profound that even mispronouncing his name might lead to grave results. Stay tuned because after this footage, you will realize why Pooh Shiesty is unique. He is the monster haunting other creators' dreams. Prior to exploring why vocalists fear Pooh Shiesty, let us identify the person we are examining today. Originally Luntrell Williams Jr. from South Memphis, Pooh Shiesty did not simply wander into the music industry. He was raised within a heritage of criminal reputation that most performers could only dream of possessing. Memphis itself remains vital to comprehending this narrative. We are discussing the nation's third most perilous metropolitan area, where your expected lifespan decreases by 2 decades, simply depending on your specific district. This is not Atlanta where musicians argue on social media and resolve issues through songs. This is Memphis where disputes are finalized with gunfire. And Pooh Shiesty embodies the most authentic part of that setting. The title Shiesty itself conveys all the necessary details regarding his personality. He obtained that label as a youth for being manipulative and dishonest, tricking individuals, attacking people, essentially being a problem since the start. At age 11, he was already facing theft allegations, and by 14, he recorded his initial violence case. This was not a youth acting rugged for fans. This was a genuine street figure who happened to possess rhyming skills. To grasp why Pooh Shiesty behaves in this manner, you must realize his origins. His father, recognized in his circles as Mob Boss, was not a common man seeking success. Mob Boss was a true Memphis criminal who established his personal music company named Mob Ties Records in the past. That man was truly experiencing that lifestyle. We are discussing a person who was found guilty of assisting in the homicide of a nearby female announcer named Rebecca Glenn during 2004. The account becomes more extreme when you examine how Mob Boss was functioning. Authorities had monitored his drug location for months, a place that appeared deserted but remained a significant narcotics enterprise. When they eventually searched it, they discovered 12.5 grams of powder, 8 pounds of marijuana, measurements, preparation tools, and $10,000 currency in Mob Boss's pockets. Throughout the search, a 75-pound canine attacked the policeman, and they needed to fire 3 rounds. That is the setting Pooh Shiesty was brought up in. Actual criminal movements, actual penalties, actual brutality. Pooh Shiesty personally has mentioned observing his father in recording booths, discovering the musical trade from a small age, while also witnessing the criminal aspect. He claimed his parent was at an executive-style status with a personal brand, transport vehicles, and performances. But unlike many industry children who only claim the persona, Pooh Shiesty received both the professional logic and the hood status. This blend is what renders him very threatening. He possesses the tools and associations of someone who matured within the business, yet with the genuine hood history that cannot be simulated. Now, let us discuss Choppa Gang, because this is not merely Pooh Shiesty working alone. This is a structured group of authentic hood figures who happen to produce tracks. The title Choppa Gang reveals the truth. These individuals are famous for possessing significant weapons and lacking hesitation to utilize them. Peers like Big 30, Lil Hank, and others are not merely musicians portraying roles. They are actual hood warriors who have been active in Memphis for seasons. Consider Lil Hank as a demonstration. This man recently exited prison and instantly failed again, receiving a lethal shooting charge for targeting what he assumed was a competitor's vehicle. It proved to be a harmless person, and currently that victim is permanently disabled. That is the degree of carelessness and brutality we are observing. These individuals fire first and seek answers afterward. The reality that Hank committed such a fatal error demonstrates how impulsive and threatening this organization truly is. Big 30 Pooh, Shiesty's closest associate, was already inked and receiving massive attention before Pooh Shiesty succeeded. But even with a thriving music path, he still faced serious narcotics charges in Alabama and was returned to Memphis regarding a separate file. These men cannot avoid legal trouble because the hood existence is truly their identity. It is not theater for songs. The manner Choppa Gang functions is why other musicians are frightened. They will not merely reply with an insult song if you offend them. They will arrive at your district with actual firearms and actual goals. Within Memphis, everyone understands that fighting Choppa Gang suggests possibly losing your pulse. not merely your status. The ideal demonstration of why vocalists dread Pooh Shiesty is the situation involving Big Boogie. This event demonstrates precisely how Pooh Shiesty's status can entirely ruin another performer's career and compel them to escape their own town. Big Boogie was a developing Memphis musician with genuine skill. His melodic approach, combined with Memphis toughness, was gaining him praise and chances. But talent cannot save you when facing someone like Pooh Shiesty. The feud began over standard musical rivalry stuff. Yet it grew fast when Pooh Shiesty went on live video and uttered words that rattled the whole Memphis rap community. "I never liked you, Fawn. I will not deceive. Never liked you." The manner he spoke was quiet and objective, which somehow made it more terrifying. This was not dramatic or for publicity. This was sincere hatred and a genuine warning. What followed revealed exactly how terrified Big Boogie truly felt. When he appeared on a show and was questioned about the friction with Pooh Shiesty, Big Boogie essentially confessed he was frightened. He stated, "I never had conflict with anyone in Memphis," and clarified he sought no issues with Pooh Shiesty because he understood the repercussions. This is an adult, a performer with a personal career, openly confessing he fears another musician. This is not about dignity or pride. This is survival nature. The most shameful second occurred when Big Boogie was feeling arrogant and asked, "Identify a person that messed with me," seeking to prove his status. Instantly, a person answered Pooh Shiesty. The following quietness was massive. Big Boogie stayed silent because everyone realized it was factual. Pooh Shiesty had clearly dominated him and forced his retreat. The drama turned so grave that Big Boogie eventually relocated from Memphis to Atlanta. Now, performers switch locations constantly for better paths. But let us be honest. Big Boogie did not move for improved recording access or networking. He relocated because Memphis turned too perilous for him to remain. Associates familiar with the event confirmed that Big Boogie believed his existence was in sincere peril. When you are feuding with someone possessing real hood ties and followers ready to act on your behalf, you either stand firm and gamble everything, or you depart from the environment. Big Boogie picked survival and abandoned his local city. If you wish to grasp why vocalists fear Pooh Shiesty, observe the events in Miami. This situation proves that even while traveling, even when he should be concentrated on his artistic path, Pooh Shiesty will still utilize brutality over the slightest offense. The narrative explains that some people were attempting to trade him narcotics and sneakers, a basic deal that should have provided quick cash for everyone. However, something failed during the transaction. Perhaps the product was poor, maybe the shoes were counterfeit, or perhaps someone uttered something insulting. Regardless of the cause, Pooh Shiesty and his team chose to heist these individuals instead of merely leaving. They shot a victim in the hip and aimed a rifle at another while warning him, "Avoid trying," before escaping in a luxury car. The wildest part is that Pooh Shiesty was so certain about his actions that he displayed currency on social media afterward, including a bill that eventually connected him to the act, because that exact note was discovered at the location. That is the degree of impulsiveness we are witnessing. He is so accustomed to brutality that he does not even attempt to conceal it. Well, this event proves to other performers that Pooh Shiesty will turn any conflict into violence, even regarding something as trivial as a drug and shoe transaction. If he is prepared to shoot victims and gamble his whole path over some sneakers, imagine his reaction if you actually insult him in music or on the internet. What differentiates Pooh Shiesty from others who talk tough is his street status is entirely genuine and checkable. This is not a person who was raised comfortably and began claiming affiliations after becoming famous. This is a person who is truly within the hood from childhood, facing actual cases, and establishing a genuine fame for brutality. The Back in Blood track with Lil Durk was not merely a catchy song. It was Pooh Shiesty essentially admitting to stealing firearms from a competitor organization named EBG when he rhymes. Yeah, you understand who took that. Reclaim it in blood. He is referencing a specific event where he and his associates invaded their location and grabbed their hardware. That is not performance. That is a sincere provocation to actual rivals regarding a sincere offense. The reality that EBG needed to reply with their personal songs demonstrates how gravely this feud was viewed in Memphis. These were not merely performers arguing for clicks. This was actual hood business happening through lyrics. When EBG's top artist, Egazil, was shot 3 times, shortly after releasing an insult track, it delivered a message to all observers. Fighting with Pooh Shiesty brings actual results. Other performers observe this and grasp that Pooh Shiesty is not merely discussing the hood path, he is actively participating in it. His organization members are facing actual legal cases. Sincere people are being harmed and sincere brutality is occurring. That is why performers like Big Boogie prefer to retreat instead of fighting. They realize that this is not merely musical drama. This is potentially a fatal situation. The cause Pooh Shiesty possesses such influence in the music world is because he embodies something most creators cannot match. Sincere hood status supported by actual brutality. In current hip-hop culture, most disputes are managed via social media and songs. Artists may act rugged, but ultimately, they are returning to their comfortable homes and secure suburbs. Pooh Shiesty represents the old-school Memphis mindset where offense is managed with bullets, not lyrics. Other vocalists understand that if they utter the incorrect statement about him, they are not merely gambling their status, they are gambling their lives. That is a degree of risk that most creators are not ready to face. The reality that he is linked to Gucci Mane's 1017 label and possesses significant professional support renders him even more threatening. He possesses the tools of a thriving musical career, joined with the logic and associations of someone truly from the hood. That blend is what forces other artists to maintain their distance. When observing how other Memphis vocalists act near Pooh Shiesty, you witness the admiration and dread. Nobody desires to mistakenly utter something that might be viewed as disrespect. Nobody desires to be the following Big Boogie, compelled to desert their own town because they couldn't exist with Chappa Gang. Ultimately, musicians fear Pooh Shiesty because he embodies something that cannot be simulated or purchased. Authentic hood status, supported by actual brutality and actual results. While other creators are portraying roles for their tracks, Pooh Shiesty is experiencing the existence he rhymes about, and everyone within the industry understands it. The Big Boogie event demonstrates precisely what occurs when you attempt to challenge someone who is truly about that lifestyle. You either retreat and lose status, or you remain firm and gamble, losing your pulse. Most creators choose to retreat, which explains why Pooh Shiesty possesses such influence in the music world. His family heritage through Mob Boss, his organization Chappa Gang's fame for brutality, and events like the Miami gunfire all lead to a status that makes other musicians hesitate before fighting in a category where authenticity is vital. Pooh Shiesty embodies the truest of the true, and that is something that cannot be contested without grave results. The reality that he currently faces federal allegations and possibly decades in lockup proves that this path has a cost. But even from within cells, his status persists to affect how other creators move in the business. That is the strength of genuine hood status. It does not vanish simply because you are incarcerated. What are your thoughts on Pooh Shiesty's effect on the music world? Are other performers right to be frightened, or should they resist regardless of the results? Tell me in the remarks below, and subscribe for more investigative videos on music's most debated figures. Until later, stay safe because the streets are always watching.